Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another heavy rotations video this week. So excited about this video. I know I don't normally do them on Fridays, but just hadn't had time to make one yet this week, but I've got a bunch of really cool stuff to show you guys. Some like really cool funk and Afrobeat and Latin stuff, as well as like psych and hard rock. It's the whole spectrum. But just want to remind you guys, I don't talk about this a ton, but if you want to buy records from me and support the shop, a lot of people ask, like, can you not ship or anything? All the used stuff that we get in, we try to keep it local, so we don't ship a ton of that stuff out. But all of our new inventory is on our website, which is down below, Noblerecordstore.com. Now, that's for all the new vinyl, and that's pretty much everything you could imagine. There's pre-orders on there. There's all that stuff. So if you want to do that, that's available to you. And then if you want hats, t-shirts, stickers, and there's a handful of records, but mostly just merch and stuff, I have a separate website for my merch. The link is down there below as well. It's merch.noblerecordstore.com. So anyways, that's down there. Just wanted to put that out there. I don't talk about it a ton. I don't bump it up a ton, but it's available if you want to. If not, I'm so thrilled that you just watch my videos. You know, it's crazy that people watch my videos. I've been really blessed by you guys, and over the years, just, I started a channel just wanting to talk about records with somebody because I didn't have any friends that was into it, and my wife didn't care about what records I was into. She just, it's not her thing. So I would start talking about some rare record I found, and she, it wouldn't mean much to her or any of my other friends or anything like that. So I was just like, I just want to start a YouTube channel, where I can just talk music with people. And I never expected to have more than like 100 subscribers or anything. Best case scenario, I was going to meet some people that I could talk and swap with. And over the years, it has just grown into what it is, which is unreal to me. I don't get it. I don't know why my channel has grown any more than anybody else's, but all that to say, now I have one of the biggest blessings from it is that you guys come into my shop and I get to meet you, and it's turned into like a real thing with real friends and a real community, which is I'm just so grateful for. So just wanted to say that I love you guys. I love that you watch my videos, especially the heavy rotations. It means a lot to me that you watch these, because it's not one of these like hyped videos to where it's like top 10 blah blah blah. It's just a video where you just listening to me talk about records. So means a lot. Thank y'all for watching. All right, so I have been into I go into different styles of music that I get really stoked on. I'm always into psych. I'm always into hard rock. I'm always into good folk, singer-songwriter, stuff like that. But man, the past couple months, I have been super into funk and Afrobeat stuff. Just killer stuff. If you're not into Afrobeat and you never heard it before, there is some really cool stuff you can listen to. There's a guy named Onyaba. Let me show you a record from him. I wasn't planning on showing this, but since I brought up Willie Onyaba, there's some box sets. I've got these. I don't think they're too expensive, but they're all his albums. So this is Onyaba 1 and William Onyaba 2. This is just some killer. It's all over the place. I'll show you some album covers. His album covers, if you see them, you're like, holy moly. This is not stuff that you're going to find original pressings out in the wild unless you're really, really, really lucky. But he just has some really interesting music. Tomorrow, this is one of the more popular ones, Atomic Bomb. So this one's killer. Great Love. So let's see, this one, look at that, him just on the keys. But he was this incredible musician, made this Afrobeat type music, made it he is one of the more popular ones, but he also did really cool synth stuff with it, very innovative. Him and Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was more, he was very political, really strong political voice for Africa. Just an incredible activist, and also just a an amazing Afrobeat musician. So anyways, that's just a basis. If you've never heard Afrobeat, that's a good resource for you. William Onyaba, and this is how you spell his name. Onyaba. And Fela Kuti, both really good. So anyways, just to give you that as a baseline, I got this record this week, and I'm so excited about this. I heard this record before. It's just one of those things I never thought I'd have one, because where am I going to find one in the middle of North Carolina? This is the S-Job movement. I suppose you call it S-Job or S-Job. Don't know. Someone correct me in the comments. You always do. This is an original Nigerian pressing, but unbelievably clean. Usually when you find these like Afrobeat records that are like original pressings from Nigeria, their beat, look how clean that is. Unreal. I mean, I would call it near mint. There's no way, you know, I never find clean Afrobeat records like this, but really cool. It's Afrobeat, so you can just tell that really killer African feel, but there's also a lot of really good fuzz guitar and a lot of funk bass lines and stuff like that. But this is an incredible record. I'm just thrilled to have it. Shout out to my friend Buddy. He's sold me some really cool records lately. He's been letting go some things from his collection, and thankfully has entrusted them to me. So this is a record that I'm just like so thrilled to have. But they have another album that's on iTunes that you can stream, and you can listen to this on YouTube. But this is a really, really great record. So really glad to have that one. This is another one. I hadn't heard this one before, but the cover, it's like you got to. So this is Boo and the True Tones, Show the World. This is a great example of why I love owning a record store. Is I run across records all the time I've never heard of before, but they look great, and then they sound great. Most of the time they sound great. Sometimes they don't. But this one is sweet on Trex Records or possibly T-Rex Records. I like T-Rex better, so we're gonna go with that. But this is a really cool record from Barbados. This is a St. Lucian band from Barbados. Look at these guys. They're killing it. But Boo was the leader of the band. But there's some this is like a mixture of really good soul and reggae with just a touch of psych. It's weird, but it's all over the place. Some songs are way more soulful. Some songs are way more reggae. And then there's some like fuzz guitar in here and some like meters like funk stuff in here that is just killer. I remember listening to it for the first time and hearing like a part and like, what? Because it jumps out at you out of nowhere, this guitar riff that is just like fuzzy. I mean, out of this world fuzz, some killer stuff. So Boo and the True Tones, Show the World. Really, really, really cool record. That's an original. This is another one. It's like super clean, but original 74 Barbados pressing. Really killer. This is one I've had for a while, and I've never shown it because I wasn't sure what I felt about it. I don't know. Like the first time I heard it, I listened to like a couple tracks and I was like, this is okay. But I bought it because the cover is like just killer. Soul Liberation. It's worth some money, and I got it for cheap. And so like I was like, man, sometimes you see records that are worth money and you're like, why is this worth money? And then like you really listen to it intently and you're like, oh, that's why. That part is like, or these drum breaks are killer or whatever. And I hadn't listened to it in a while, and the other day put it on and I was like, man, this is really killer. Some of the songs, so this is a like gospel funk record. Some of the songs are real straightforward, plain gospel, you know, and some of them are real funky with like a Hammond B3 organ type stuff. Those are the juicy tracks that are really good on this, and there's some good drum breaks on this, so that's why it's kind of worth some money. And I don't say that, you know, I don't say that to say this is worth money or like it matters. It doesn't. There's some albums that are worth $5 that smoke that one. You know what I mean? That was just really rare. But sometimes if you're looking like a record up, doing some research, and you're like, wow, this is worth some money. Sometimes that's an indicator to me to like figure out why. Like, why is this worth money? Is there something I'm missing on this record? Is there something that I didn't get? And on that case, that kind of threw up some red flags. Like, you should kind of sit down with this and listen to it, because a lot of people want it for a reason, you know. And also, like, it is annoying that there are a lot of collectors that they only collect records because they're rare, not because they're good, not because they like them. If you say, hey, pick up this record and tell me something about it, they can't, you know. I know a lot of people like that they just collect from the rarity of it, and they don't care what the music sounds like. It's like they just want something you don't have. And whatever, I mean, it's your stuff, it's your money, you use it the way you want it. But what I really like about it is, like, there's a lot of times I find a record and it's worth a ton of money and I just don't like it. It's just not me, not my thing. I sell it, I trade it, I flip it, I swap it, whatever, and get something I really do love. So, you know, if you start looking at your collection from a dollar standpoint, it really takes the fun out of it. So that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that indicated that it was worth some money. Moving right along. Buana. This is a really, really killer record, man. I mean, I know I say that about every one of these records, but I do not keep records if they are not killer. They got to be a banger. I once accidentally downloaded a Coldplay song and had to throw out my laptop. I'm joking. That's a line from Parks and Rec. So Buana, really good, like, Latin band. Really great Latin percussion and rhythms and stuff like that, but also just like fire guitar solos, unreal stuff. That first song, Tema de Buana. This guy's guitar solo on it is just out of this world. Great, great stuff. This is a reissue, which the reissues are still kind of hard to find. But I'd love to have an original list one day if I could ever find one. But this is just, oh my gosh, unreal, incredible Latin funk. Like, it's like psychedelic Latin rock, like almost like Santana, but just better. Like, just I mean, and I don't say that to diss Santana. Santana, Abraxas, and Self-Titled, those albums are just unreal. And maybe it's just because I've heard them a million times. But this one's just a little bit dirtier. You know what I mean? Great stuff. Buana. This one's Pucho and his Latin Soul brothers. Yana. This is some just good straightforward Latin stuff. There's some funky bass lines. There's some real chill, jazzy numbers on here. But really great record. A regular at the shop. You know, had his trunk full of records. If you're watching this, he's telling me he watches the videos. Thank you, man. But I think he was taking them to sell them like at a yard sale or record show or something. But anyways, they were like in crates. Every one of them was priced and graded and all that stuff. But he wanted to give me first crack at the stuff. And so this one was in there, and this is like just my type of thing. So I grabbed it. Really, really good record. Love it. Latin stuff. One more Latin one for you. This is Willie Colon. Cosa Nuestra on Fania. But Willie Colon, anytime I see him on an album or an album with his name on it, I buy it. Really great trombone player, but great Latin stuff. So Willie Colon, can't beat it. This is one I've had for a while. I don't even know where I got it. And I was going through and listening to a couple things, making sure I didn't want to keep it. And this is William Bell, Bound to Happen. I'm getting to the point to where I really only keep something unless I absolutely love it. And I put this on the first track, and it like stopped me in my tracks. So good. This is really good soul. I forgot to Be Your Lover is the first song on this album. That song is unbelievable. I mean, I haven't heard a song like that in a while, so where I was like, whoa, that is like, the lyrics are powerful. It's just such a soulful song. Beautiful, but it's about like when, you know, as you get older, you know, when you're young and you fall in love with somebody and you really try to be romantic. You try to, you know, be their lover, as he says. I don't like that term. It's just weird. I would never use it organically. But and then as you get older and you try to make money and you like work on, you get busy with other things. And he's talking about how, you know, as we've gotten older, I forgot to be your lover. So it's a good reminder to still be, you know, romantic in your old age, as I am now approaching 33. Okay, I need to hurry up. This is a cool album I've been wanting for a long time. Timothy. This is Timothy with 2 M's. Really cool record. This is on Psychedelic. Strange but true. Old Timothy here, Tim Ward is his name, but his you know, he's credited as Timothy on here. He was in some garage bands, made some 45s, but this is the only LP thing he was ever on, I believe. But really cool early 70s private press psych stuff. The originals are $1,000 and like never come around. So my buddy Jacob at Neurotic Confusion had this for sale, and I jumped on it because I was like, man, you don't ever see them. This is the only reissues. They're Psychedelic, and they're really tough to find too. So just a cool record. You know, that's something, if I saw that private press, I'd definitely grab it just because it's got the look to it. But just a really cool psych record, 1972. This is one I picked up I got it for a really good price compared to what they go for. And this is called Rock MX. The name of the band is MX. MX Rocks. ROCKZ. And these guys really know how to do it, man. They know how to rock. They know how to bring the party. This is really good 1986 heavy metal / thrash. Some just nasty guitar work on here. This is out of Atlanta, I think. Yeah, looks like it's Atlanta-ish, Georgia. But just a really cool private press type. You don't ever see them. I think there might be like only one track on YouTube you can even stream. So it's just a really rare one. But the guitar stuff on here is just smoking good stuff. This is a really cool record called Cruces. And I don't think I've shown this yet. Because I've been working on it with my record flattener, trying to flatten it out. Los Delirios del Marcial, I don't know. Anyways, Cruces, Crucis. Yeah, but this is an Argentinian prog band. This is an original 1976 pressing, I believe, is the year. Could be wrong, but really killer prog with like a South American psychedelic feel to it. It is cool, man. And you guys know me, I love like the psychedelic stuff, like hard blues rock stuff from South America. And this is like more on the prog end, but it is really good. And I haven't gotten the warp out completely, but it plays without skipping or jumping or anything like that. So I'm happy with that. And but yeah, this is a really cool original Argentinian pressing. These are not too expensive, and I think you can find them. So cool stuff there. That one just walked in the shop. So that's nice. This is another one that came in. Somebody sold me this. This is a Neil Young Ragged Glory. Long story. First big collection I ever bought. I was like 20. One of these was in there, and I was like, man, I've never even seen this Neil Young album. What the heck? Put it on, and it's like grunge Neil Young. And then I went down the rabbit hole from Neil Young, and I was like, there's, you know, Mirror Ball, all that great stuff. But I hit some hard times. Somebody offered me $100 for it, and I sold it. And then I've been looking for one ever since. And then when I bought that metal collection in December, there's a seal one in there, and I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do here? It's sealed. That's the quandary. Like, it's sealed, so it's near mint, presumably on the inside. So it's worth a lot more if it's sealed, most of the time. So I'm going to open it, though. So why don't I just sell that one and buy a near mint one? I was thinking about that. I was back and forth. Hadn't opened it yet. I was going to open it. I was like, screw it, I'm going to open it. And then someone traded this in. So I was thrilled to get this in, and so I sold my sealed one to a very famous musician who I will not name. We'll just say that. And I'm not joking. Super famous. But anyways, really cool. Amazing album. Glad to have it. This next one is just like nostalgic for me. It's hard for an album like this. Is hard for me to look at it objectively, but this has been Harper, Diamonds on the Inside. This came out in 2003. I was in high school, and man, I loved this record. I listened to it nonstop. I mean, this is one of my most listened to albums ever. In high school, I just listened to it like crazy. I remember just a lot of my high school years, a lot of things I got into, and all this stuff just comes back, man. When I'm listening to this album, I'm like, holy moly, with my own two hands. I mean, these albums are so familiar, like the songs are so familiar to me to when I listen to them. It's like it literally, I get flashbacks while I'm listening to it. It's just so good. And so I guess they reissued this at some point, and my distributor had some, but they're like astronomically expensive. I mean, like I think the wholesale price on this was like $45, which I bought it, but then I looked and they're selling cheaper for that online somewhere. So I was like, crap, whatever. But anyways, worth it to me. Great album. This is a little, little heads up. I'm going to be doing a video soon about upgrades I've gotten lately. I've gotten a ton of upgrades for my records. I've bought small batches from a friend of mine who is a very high-level collector, and he's sold off some of his stuff that was like still in the shrink, near mint, all that stuff. So I sold my copies and upgraded a little bit. Most of it, my copies were really super clean. They just weren't in the shrink or just didn't have the hype sticker or whatever. And like, because I don't keep trash records. I have like 5 trash records in my whole collection, and it's because they're so rare or something like that. So most of my stuff's clean anyways. But this is a little, I'd love to hear you weigh in on the comment section. This is Love, self-titled. This one here is the original mono. This one here is the original stereo, and they're both super clean. And so I just got this mono, and so I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to keep. And guys, I might just keep them both. Is that wrong? Would you judge me if I did that? Tell me your recommendation in the comments. Mono versus stereo. To add to that, got DeCapo, just got this mono, and already had the stereo. Both first pressings, both near mint. Love is one of my favorite bands ever, so should I just keep them both? Would that be so bad? Don't know. Going back, riding this funk train. Betty Davis. Self-titled. This is on Just Sunshine Records. This is just one of my favorite albums. Betty Davis is unreal. From North Carolina. I believe she's from Durham. She married Miles Davis. I've talked about her a lot, probably. If you watch my channel, you probably know about Betty Davis. But this is some unreal funk. So good. Lately, her records have gone up a lot in value, and I've been trying to get original pressings. I just got this one. This one's a little bit beat, but it still plays really well. So I will be upgrading this in the future. But just to get an original, they just reissued them all. So like the reissues sound great. I'm not too worried about it. But Betty Davis is something you don't want to sleep on. She had a huge influence on Miles Davis. She kind of broke him out of modal jazz a little bit, which some people might not like that, but like, and then she was a huge influence on the Brew album, if you know what I mean. So Betty Davis, very funky, very funky. This is a Greensleeves Roots Radix, 12-inch single. It's got some great reggae on it. I'm going to blaze through a couple things I just got just to show you. Got this record. This is Miami's Greatest Rock Bands. One of the things I was excited about, this has Ray and his Quartz Cookie Crumbs It's like a really rare track. The album is like $300. But it's got Coke, Opus, Wild Wind, Adam's Apple. It's got some really cool Miami Latin vibes to it. Good comp. This one is No Funk, No Chops, Underground African Funk Disco hits. Late 70s, early 80s. But there's some really good funky disco African stuff. African Airways 1, Funk Connection, 1973 to 1980. Again, Afrobeat, African disco funk stuff. Really good comp. Just got some great tracks on it. What else? I've just got a few more here. This is a really cool album called This Is the Beginning by Leon's Creation. Leon, can't remember his last name, which is unfortunate because he's the main guy here. Leon, I think it's Payos, I believe. It doesn't even say it anywhere on here. But he is this guy right here. This is a psychedelic funk record. Not too expensive, but it's a really, really great album. Leon went on after this to join Santana. So, you know, that's the vibe. But really cool record. And then after Santana, he became a gospel singer and has some real cheesy gospel in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. This is a really cool treat for you. This is Jordy. Hope you like it. Now, this album, when I put it on, and like, you'll have to forgive me. I'm not an expert or anything. But immediately when I put it on, I'm like, this sounds a lot like AC/DC. It sounds like AC/DC with a pinch of like glam or something. Like it really good. And I'm like, man, this really sounds like a lot of like AC/DC, but with glam. Couldn't get over it. And then I looked it up, and sure enough, that right there is Brian Johnson, the lead singer after Bon Scott. So this is cool. This is him when he was younger. That's him right there. And this is like, if you're an AC/DC guy, this is like really, really good, strong stuff. You got to check it out. But it's like if you took the band Free, T-Rex, and Little David Bowie, and AC/DC and threw them all in a blender. That's this. Great stuff. And then the last one, I follow this record store on Instagram. I follow lots of record stores on Instagram, which reminds me, you should follow my record store on Instagram at Noble Records. But I follow this Instagram account. The guy's name, I think the shop is called Biscuits Vinyl. But they had a shop in Oregon, Portland, I think. The shop burned down. They rebuilt it. Really sad. But sometimes they offer things for sale. And they had this copy of Yes Songs. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why would you want that copy of Yes Songs? That's worthless. You know, you got that ringware on it. It's nasty. You know, why would you want that shipped? To pay for shipping for this album, it's probably only worth $5 as it is. All of this is very true, except for this on the back. That's right, Rochester Police Evidence. Do not touch. So this was apparently evidence in some sort of crime in 1973. I saw that and I had to have it. I am so into weird stuff like that. I had to have it. I could not resist. It was $10, and I paid it with a smile because it's just too good not to buy. So, anyways, thank y'all for watching this video and hearing me ramble about records for 30 minutes. Stay tuned. Got a lot of great ideas for videos coming up. Working on some cool things. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time.